Oh, we're back again. This time we're 13 Reasons Why. Season 2 has come out on the wonderful Netflix. We did a review on Season 1 when it first came out. Go check it out. If you haven't watched that, go check it out. Go watch the first season of 13 Reasons Why. Because you can't watch Season 2 without watching Season 1 because you won't understand what's happening.
No, definitely not. This is not a watch the Season 2 and then hope you can pick up. No. There's so much in Season 1.
Season 1 was a good show. Great show.
Yes, definitely.
Season 2, like we said last week, we were wondering how they were going to tie.
And how they would do everything. And Season 2 was about expectations. Yeah. So you expect something because of how great Season 1 was. You expect greatness from Season 2. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to give greatness to Season 2, except for the last episode.
Oh, man, you and I are in the same boat. This fucking season was amazing.
It was.
The way they tied and they used Hannah as a ghost, I win.
Oh, as a hallucination.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
There are spoilers. We are going to spoil the hell out of this. It does deal with mature subject matter.
We'll touch on that in tomorrow's episode.
If you have a weak stomach, this might not be the one you want to be paying attention to at all.
Like I said, we'll get into that more on tomorrow's episode of our show. But this one, we're just going to talk a little bit about the show itself, and then tomorrow we'll get into like the reaction of the world to this show. I was worried at first. I'm like, how are they going to bring Hannah back? Like, she was the main character. Her and Clay were the main two characters in this show. How are they going to... What kind of dynamic are they going to have with these two? She's dead. How are they going to do this? And when they did it, I was like, this is fantastic.
It was.
It worked.
It's like, when the first time he started talking to her, it's like, is this a flashback?
Yeah.
No.
You're like,
no, it's not.
And their use...
Yeah. Oh my god.
Their use of flashbacks and the way they use them to fill in Season 1 holes that were left, you're like, holy shit. Like, what was that? Hannah dating that... Asian was the Asian dude's name?
Oh, I don't know.
They dated. They didn't even touch on that in Season 1.
No.
I was like,
but that's the thing. You know, this is why I said expectations, because in Season 1 there was a narrative laid out, and you figured, I know everything. But then, because they're going to court and the school's being sued, all these extra little bits, the nuance of everything that was going on, came out.
You didn't realize
those two dated?
You didn't realize the holes in Season 1 until they filled them in Season 2. You were like, what?
And you're like, oh, I never even thought about it that way.
And they even brought out, like, new characters. Because that Chloe girl, new character. And she pissed me off. I hated her. Fucking pissed me right off. That woman, I wanted to reach to this, Bryce's girlfriend. The blonde? Who went to testify and then completely flipped. And I was like, I'm going to kill you, bitch. I'm going to kill you.
Just, wow. It was a great season. It's totally worth watching. Funny moments, heartfelt moments that made you go, oh my gosh, I remember being in a similar situation like that.
They didn't. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because when you're in high school,
what?
you think this is the world. You think this is how the world is, and as an adult, you know differently. The world kind of does work like that, but not quite in the microcosm. Yeah. Like it's like high school is like a petri dish of life. You're just in this little dish, and you're in this, and it's all festering in here, and you leave, and it's like, oh. There are festering things in the world and in life, but you can just be like, whatever. I don't need to talk to you.
Character arcs and everything, with the exception of a couple minor ones that they just kind of brought in to say that they were there. The lesbian lady, and the ex-boyfriend. They showed up. But they didn't really play as big of parts as they had played in the first season.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of just fluff.
No.
You see a lot of shows with fluff nowadays, just to make them longer. But this was 13 episodes of solid writing.
No, I'm going to stop you right there. 12 episodes of solid writing.
Okay, I'll say 12.9 episodes of good writing. Because I was only disappointed in the end of the last episode because
let's talk about that. Okay, again, warning, we're talking about the last episode of this season, which might actually be the last episode of the whole thing. But they set up this one character, I can't remember his name. I'm actually really bad for names. Sorry.
Yeah, me too.
They set him up in season 1 that he is one of those shooter kids.
This even through all of season 2.
And all of season 2, they kind of hinted at it. And then they almost solved the problem, right? And then he gets sodomized. Mm-hmm. Which is a horrible thing to have happen to you. And I totally get why he would want to go and shoot up a school.
They kind of pushed him over the edge.
Yeah.
And then to me, okay, listen, this show pushed a lot of boundaries, talking about suicide. I think
sex, drugs,
this is the only show where they actually showed somebody committing suicide. I've never seen that on any type of program. I don't think that I can recall. Where I remember the first season, seeing her actually cut her wrist and do that, I was like, ooh. It caught me a little off guard, and I was like, ooh. That's strong. That's powerful. And I thought, good for them.
That's what they needed to do. They
went somewhere, and this is where I was hoping. Not because I want to see people get shut up, but I was hoping they would take it to that level to make people understand. Because now what they turned it into is like, in that last 10 minutes, they almost ruined the whole show by doing what they did. Because if they would have just went in, and he would have just went into that dance and shot up those kids...
All they would have needed to do was him walk in and you hear gunshots.
Yeah.
You
don't have to show it.
You don't have to show it. We understand that there's a lot of gun violence in the States going on right now, and this might have been a little insensitive. But
I don't
he goes in... You hear the gunfires. That's the end of the scene.
Screaming, and then credits. That's it.
And then season 3, you could easily deal with some of the shit that's been going on in the States and actually have a conversation about it. They could have had it set up so nicely that season 3 could have been spectacular, because they could have dealt with, the whole point of, why did he go in shooting? The fact, was he taken alive? Is he a celebrity now? The media dealing with this person, the people that were in it having to deal with this stuff. Having to deal with the adults dealing with this stuff. But no.
It would have shone some light onto...
crapped on it. And it was just like, what the fuck did you guys do?
Yeah.
You could have had an amazing ending.
This was an opportunity. Opportunity to open people's eyes and to not necessarily glorify. Obviously, there's a potential of glorifying it, but there's already glorification of mass shooters already by media.
It's just in the media right now.
So, if you put it on a show that people watch and that families will watch and talk about, you know what I mean? This may make parents look at their kids and go, do I see anything like this happening? Or kids go, oh, is this kind of thing happening? Of course you've run into the risk of going extreme and somebody going off and shooting people because they think it's a good thing to do.
But okay, I'm sorry.
But they're
already does that.
Do it, yeah.
What's the first thing that happens after a gun shooting? Is that who is this person and when did they do it?
Flash his picture all over the place,
and it's never like a mugshot. It's always like him dressed up or in a good posture and position and happy and smiling. No. This okay. As I argued, 12 great episodes and the one crappy one, right? The 13th episode was actually pretty decent, but I think that last 10 minutes of it really dropped the ball. And honestly, who the hell... Did he text anything?
I know, that's what I wanted.
Him texting anybody, and all of a sudden, hey, look.
Yeah, I got this text, and I was like, what does the text say? Why don't you show it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what's going... It must have been like, hey, get out of there, or something like that. Because he didn't want to kill the people that he cared about, because he still had a little bit of...
He would have, because they turned their backs on him, each and every single one of them, except for...
I don't know, that was weird. I don't know, the context of that text, I was like, what the fuck is
I almost think...
I was waiting for, I was like, oh, Jessica's in the bathroom with Justin, and they're making out. I'm like, we're gonna hear gunshots right at this moment, aren't we?
Yeah.
I was waiting. I was like, this is what's gonna happen. I was nervous. I was like, this is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. And then I'm like, kind annoying.
Okay. Back to the show.
like, listen, this is how the world works, and it showed a good perspective of like you got this rich kid,
Yeah.
and you got this poor kid. They both get accused of sexual assault and raping girls. The rich kid gets away with nothing.
3 months
Poor
probation.
kid.
6 months in jail.
6 months in jail. Like, that's the way the world works. You got money. The popular kid with money gets away with stuff.
Yeah. And again, two scenes that kind of stuck out for me, honestly, were the when they were having the brawl, and the lesbian walks over and looks over and is like, boys. Shakes her head and then pulls the fire alarm. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was brilliant. And then when Clay almost snapped, at that point he had a gun and he's at the rich kid's house and he's like, make it stop, and he does this, and it's like, oh shit, are they about to do something serious?
Yeah, it was pretty, like, it was intense. Like, there was a lot of intense moments, but there was nothing that made me go, well, that shouldn't be on television. That shouldn't be in a show. That made me go, this is good. This is good because it's going to make people ask questions. It's going to make people want to talk about it. Because whenever you ask questions, in my mind, it's a good thing. Because it means you're starting the conversation. Mm-hmm. And it does show that in schools, the way they portrayed the school defense is completely how they would do it in real life. We're not liable because we followed a protocol. Mm-hmm. And it's like everybody in this world is so set to protocols and procedures, they don't want to see anything else.
How everything worked, it was just like, this was not, nowhere in this do the good guys win.
No, and that's
this whole thing,
the world.
They blurred the lines between who's good and who's not.
Yeah.
And they also blurred the line between who's bad and who might actually be good.
Yeah.
So it is a wonderful series.
It's fantastic, man.
I was so worried about season 2 because
very worried.
It's season 2, but they did a fantastic
job.
How
they did it, yeah, it was fantastic. How they tied it into season 1 and how they filled holes you didn't even know was there. You're like, what the?
Yeah,
this is fantastic.
Wow, brilliantly done. Go watch it. This is one of the few ones that I actually sat there and went, I have to see the next episode. I have to. It wasn't, I got to get through the next episode because I'm doing a review. This was, I'm going to watch this. It was like watch 2 and then wake up early the next morning, watch another one, go to work and go, okay, I want to go home so I can watch some more. And
yeah, that was me. I'd watch a couple, I'd come home, watch some more, and I'm just like, okay, I want to see what happens. Yeah. I only thought there was 12 episodes, and I'm like, they end it like that? What's going on? And then 13 starts playing, I'm like, oh, there's another one.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. 13 Reasons Why. 13 episodes. Yeah. But it was a fantastic show. If you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen season 1, go watch that one.
Watch season
2, watch it again.
Watch season 2.
Fantastic. But just be warned, there is graphic material in it. There is mature
both
content.
Seasons, there's mature content. But this might be one of those ones, if you have children,
I encourage you to watch it with them.
Watch it with them so you can start a conversation.
Absolutely.
Because they might need to talk to you.
Yeah.
And this is a great way to start that conversation.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Way to go. Whoever greenlit this.
It was written by Selena Gomez and her mom.
What?
Yeah.
Season 2? Season 2 was, because the first season was based off a book.
Oh, yeah. Season 2 was written, I was like, whoa.
Selena Gomez.
Yeah, Selena Gomez.
Bravo on you.
I think it was, or directed something. She was involved with it.
Either way.
It was fantastic. Well job. Well job.
Bravo.
Well job.
Check it out. It is a must watch. This is...
Come back tomorrow because we're gonna shine a different kind of light on this 13 Reasons Why thing. We're gonna talk about the other side.
Yeah.
So hit that subscribe button because another great video coming up tomorrow.
And if you want, we can have a Twitter conversation.
That's right.
Or a YouTube one in the comments below. See ya.
Ciao.